challenges I've been running into this year is in finding places to actually camp this spring, early summer. Up here in Wyoming, the mountains are still under snow, a good bit of snow, so I can't camp up there. And once the snow does melt, it's going to go from snow season to mud season on those primitive forest roads. So it'll be at least probably, I'm guessing, a couple more weeks before I can get up there. So I'm trying to find places in the valleys and the lower elevations and the plains here. And one of the things up here, at least, is that most of the campgrounds or campsites you find are along rivers or creeks, and it's been such a wet spring that a lot of them are flooded. So I just pulled into Ayres Natural Bridge Park. It's a county park here near Douglas, Wyoming, and I tried to come here a couple days ago, and it was closed because of flooding. But I checked again. I went to a city park in Douglas instead. You can check out the review of that on our website, twomeander.com. But I came back up here after going to Douglas to the city park, and it's actually open today, so I was excited. So I came down in. It's supposed to be a really cool site. I haven't been here before, so I want to go check it out. But when I get down in here, they do have a small campground. Vehicles limited to 30 feet in length or less, and I'll tell you what, the road coming in is hairy in places. It's really narrow, right up against a rock and a creek on the other side. But I come in here and I've got basically no phone service. I have one bar of Verizon, one bar of AT&T, and neither of them will even load a web page to a speed test or load an app to do a speed test. So obviously I'm not going to be able to do that for work, and which is unfortunate because it seems pretty quiet here. It's not very busy right now because there's nobody here because it just reopened. And it's a weekday, but I have a live chat to do tonight. So, because it's a Tuesday, so I'm not going to be able to stay here. But I am going to go check out the Natural Bridge, and this has been this weather thing has been a challenge this year because it's been like the whole country. I saw in the news last week that they're saying this is the wettest 12 months in the U.S. since they started keeping records back in the late 1800s. So it's been a long time, at least, since it's been this wet over this much of the country. And normally, if we run into this kind of thing where it's just the weather's unpleasant or it's too wet, too hot, too cold, whatever, we can reposition, 100, 200, 300 miles, whatever it takes. And this year, that's been really hard to do because it's been so wet and yucky over so much of the country that it's hard to get out of it. And so, this is something I'm running into here. Almost got stuck in the mud last week over by Cody. That was a whole adventure by itself. And then I got places over here, in more in the east of the Bighorns and the Rockies and everything. And over here is just the creeks are all flooded, so there's not too many places open. And unfortunately, there's no phone service here. So then that's another problem that comes up a lot in Wyoming. But really beautiful rocks around here. I'm looking forward to going checking out the rest of the Natural Bridge. So let's go take a look at that. So as you can see behind me, the road going in is a little bit tight. That's why they restrict vehicle sizes. That and the parking areas are pretty small as well. Here's the creek that created the Natural Bridge. And it was at one point, in the early part of the last century, a power station built here. This is the little campground on here right on the creek. I believe there are 7 sites here at this campground. Alright, so I just found a little trail here to go up and check out the bridge a little closer. I talked to the park caretaker, and there's another trail over there, but he said it's pretty rocky. He recommended this one as the better trail. This is a newer one they just put in a few years ago. So we'll go see what's up here. at this view up here. I'm still a little out of breath for climbing the trail. Too much time sitting at a desk playing with a camera these days. That's the natural bridge right in front of us, and you can kind of see the power station in the background. Alright, so I'm up here kind of on top of the world now, above this natural bridge. Try not to drop the camera or have an episode of vertigo or anything like that. Okay, here's the other side where footing's a little more stable. You see the creek running underneath of it. And here's a not so natural bridge to go over the creek, whose name I'm not going to attempt to pronounce. I'm not very good with French. But there's the natural bridge. Really cool. And apparently this is one of only a few in the world that are known to be natural bridges that still have water flowing underneath of them. So this is really an unusual feature and really cool. Worth coming in to see if you're in this part of Wyoming. And I was talking to the caretaker a few minutes ago on the other side. He mentioned that I said earlier that this place was closed for flooding. And he was telling me they were actually evacuated out of here a week ago yesterday, and they just reopened today. So it's been shut down for an entire week. And it's probably why it's so quiet here. I did see one other couple come through while I was around getting some other photos. Other than that, there's nobody around here. So it's really nice and be able to get out here and enjoy this, and it's such a natural wonder. Okay, so that was really fun. I'm glad I was able to stop and see this finally. I've been hearing about this place and seeing it on the map and stuff for a few years, so I'm glad I was finally able to stop and check it out. I may have to come back sometime when I can justify being offline for a night or two and try camping here. That'd probably be fun too. But I did not try the signal booster here. Like I said, 1 bar of LTE, 1 bar of Verizon. Neither could even load data. I didn't try the booster because honestly, if it's that bad now, the booster's just not going to give me enough gain to be able to live stream and stuff. So it might give me enough gain to be able to do some email and social media and stuff that I do as part of my job too, but it's not going to cover me for what I need to do tonight. So I'll go find somewhere that'll work and enjoy the fact that I was able to come and see it. We got some goldfinches flying around. That's why I keep looking away from the camera. They're buzzing all around and landing in the trees and flying over the water. Really pretty. I try and catch them for you, but they're pretty fast. They're not sitting still very long. But thanks for joining this video, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you in the next one. Look at this bad boy.